Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading of November 5 through 11, 2023. You're listening to Dawn Williams Tarot, and my name is Dawn. Thank you so much for adding your beautiful energy to this community, and hopefully you are a returning subscriber. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I would like for you to click that like button as well as subscribe to my channel because it would be lovely to have your energy here. When I do these readings, I do meditations prior to each reading, and I do bring in the angels, the archangels, our ancestors, our guides, and I try to make these readings timeless, so it doesn't really matter exactly when you listen to this. It does add your energy to the reading. So I would just like for you to just settle back in your chair, take a deep breath, and allow yourself just to settle in for the next few minutes while I do this reading for you. How are you feeling? How was your October? How was your Halloween? Hopefully everything went well for you. During my Halloween, I pretty much stayed low key. I did a lot of meditation that day. And some of the things that came through are things that Spirit has wanted me to share with you. One of the things that we are working on as a collective for the month of November is we are working on trust and surrendering issues. And I think that stems from all the stuff that is surfacing for us now as a collective in terms of the things that we have been told from the time that we were young. We are now finding that there was a lot of misinformation shared, and some of us have really owned those energies as a true belief system. So some of us are having to really surrender to the information that's coming in and really use discernment in order to be able to recognize whether or not this new information is actually going to be replacing a lifelong belief, right? So those are some big things that are coming up in the month of November as well as December, but mostly this month. Some of the energies that I was getting, some of the information that Spirit shared with me is that we will be going through a recovery and a reset this month. That we really need to embrace self-care, and that there are high emotions on the planet right now, which makes sense with all the things that are happening. So one of the exercises that Spirit gave me, and you can either embrace this and try it for yourself or not, but one of the things that Spirit is telling me is, as a spiritual community, we as a spiritual community really should be focusing more on the joy, love, and peace aspects of our lives. And one of the ways that we can recognize those energies and see if we're really tapping in is if you take a little pad of paper and you write joy, love, and peace on that paper. And then every time this month, since we're at the beginning of the month, every time that this month that you feel those energies, just put a little tick. You feel joy, you're going to put a tick. If you feel peace, you put a tick, right? And then at the end of the month, you can really look and see how much you tapped into that higher vibrational frequency, because those are the frequencies that we really want to attain as spirits in these bodies. And so that was one of the things that Spirit had asked me to do. So that's what I'm doing. So I thought I would share that with you. Okay, so I am going to, these are all my notes. I always do notes before each of these. So I'm pulling some, I got a new deck, of course, because I love decks, and I love the different ways that people create them. I feel like they bring in higher dimensional frequencies. Just you know, the whole creative process of creating a deck takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. And so anyway, so I have this new deck. It's called the Shaman's Dream Oracle. I'm going to pull a card from that and see what is coming in for you, Aquarius. And then I'm pulling an Archangel card. And I wanted to pull an Archangel card because the angels are actually asking me to pull that energy in for this month. So I'm going to be doing that probably through all the readings that I do. I really got that message very strongly. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I'll do your normal reading, and then I'll do your 5 main themes at the end, like I typically do. So your card from the Shaman's Dream. Now you have to realize I don't know this deck, so please be patient with me. But this card says Watchers, and it's transpersonal. So since I really don't know exactly what they mean by that, I am going to look at the message. Number 60. So the Watchers. So this card is called the Watchers. It's about serendipity, you being the observer and the witness, and it's transpersonal. So when Watchers appear, it is an invitation to stop doing. Pause, get off the treadmill, and take a deep breath. Find the witness within, the one who can observe the fire and fury happening around you, but is not caught up in any of the drama. The time is right to step back. If you have a thought or opinion, keep it to yourself. If you have a feeling that needs to be expressed, do it in the shower. Do not engage with the action happening around you. Simply observe. The Watchers invite you to break free from the linear causal pace of the petty day-to-day. Rise to divine coincidence, to serendipity, and notice how the act of seeing the heart of the matter produces results. Things happen without you doing anything. Creation unfolds in its own mysterious way, requiring only a sacred witness. So they're asking you to be the observer. And that's a really great card because it's very difficult most of the time for us to do that, right? Because we always want to jump right in. We're used to being doers. And this card is asking you to stop doing and just start observing. Okay, and so your archangel, your archangel is Archangel Ariel, and the card you have is courage. Be courageous and stand up for your beliefs. Now, isn't that funny? Because this is telling you stand up for your beliefs, but this one right here is telling you take a step back and observe. Seems like 2 conflicting energies. We'll see what comes out within your actual reading to see how those play. Okay, so what do our Aquariuses need to know for the week of November 5th through the 11th, 2023, for their highest and best outcome for the week, please, Spirit? Can you give us guidance on their strengths, what's helping or hindering, and any opportunities available to them at this time? Ooh, nice. Hierophant, Ace of Cups, and the Page of Swords. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get cards to clarify these, and then I'll tell you what these all mean for you, okay? I've already shuffled these cards like a million times, but every time I pick them up, I feel like I need to reshuffle. Funny girl. Okay, so we're clarifying the Hierophant. Interesting. Okay, so you are an air sign, and we have a lot of water here. And air would be swords. You've got a lot of fire, and you have a lot of water. Okay, so let's start with the Hierophant. So this is in your opportunities position. Okay, no, sorry, this is in your strengths position. You have the Hierophant, and if you can see him really well, he's kind of sitting lotus style. He has his hands in his lap. He's got his eyes closed. He's looking up, and he's in total bliss. Okay. This card is a card of inner wisdom, and this is a card of really being in very strong communication with your higher self. And when I see this card, as this is your strength for this coming week, and this is a major arcana, so you may be tapping into this for a little bit. But what I see in this card is really tapping into your inner strength, really looking at those things that are going to take you to your next step in your spiritual development. And what this card says is it's a really good time for you to really think about what your commitment is to this ascension process, okay, right here. Now, the other thing about the Hierophant, as you can see, is the Hierophant is a card of inner guidance, inner wisdom. It's about personal development, specifically around spiritual development, right? And this card right here is saying that you might want to look into something that's going to really tap into those strengths for you. Maybe you want to take a class on how to develop your psychic intuition, or how you can start doing mediumship, or how you can do channeling work. Maybe it's going to be a thing where you really want to learn how to do the healing arts. So maybe you want to take a Reiki class, or you want to take a class in something that's going to help you along those lines that really get you in tune, so that you're really operating from that space every day, right? That's the direction we are going. Now, what I find interesting is you have, as clarifying cards, which are your opportunities, you have the female and you have the male, Queen of Wands, King of Wands. So what this tells me is that it's the Wands energy of the Queen and the King. These could be very much two separate individuals that you're going to be tapping into this next week. The Wands energy is about inspiration and courage. It's about courage. As you can see in this card, he definitely has the Leo lion over here, which does represent that courageous space. But the other thing is, this person, these two are very fiery. They're very badass. They are people that get things done. So it's either a thing where you're going to be working with them, or you're utilizing that energy in some way. These could be people that you already know, could be friends, could be your mother and father. You know what I mean? It could be what these counterparts, these divine counterparts, are about. So it could be a couple that is coming in that's going to be working with you on something that you're creating, something that you're trying to work through, right? And you're going to have both of those energies working with you as your strength. Now, the other card that you have here is the Devil card. The Devil card is a card of distractions. First of all, this is in your strengths position, So it could very well be that you're going to be overcoming something that has been a distraction for you, or maybe you're going to be releasing something that has been an energy of feeling lack, feeling as though it is some type of an addictive type of a thing. Maybe you will actually go into this mode here where you take the step back, right? And this is released from you. Because this card is about the thoughts that we say to ourselves about ourselves. So this is like our self-doubt, like I'm not good enough, or I'm not smart enough, or I don't have the right skill set, whatever it is. Those are those types of energies. So it is a distraction. The other thing, of course, is that it could be an addiction. Maybe you decide, maybe you have a problem with alcohol and you decide, you know, I'm done with that. I want to go to Alcoholics Anonymous, or you want to start a program. And as we were talking about, you know, these two people, right, these fiery individuals, these two people may be helping you with whatever this card represents for you. Okay. But what I do see, and it could very well be that if you do take some type of a class, or you do some personal development, that this couple are the people that run that, right? And that are going to be helping you through that whole process. The thing, though, is to be aware of with this card is that this is a major arcana card. This may be something that's been with you for quite a long time. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it is even your energy. It could very well be that you have people around you who have addictive personality, right? And the thing you want to be cautious about is that when you're around those types of individuals, you become that, like your energy will match, because that's what our bodies do. We vibrationally match those around us. So that's why it's really important to keep a high vibe tribe, right? The higher your vibration, the more difficult it is for those lower vibrational people to be in your space. So if you don't continue to match this vibration, that person, whatever this is automatically going to leave, because you're going to be here and it's going to be here, right? Does that make sense? Okay. So your next card is the Queen. No, I'm sorry. It's not the Queen. Is the Ace of Cups. Now, this is in your helps or hindering. This is definitely a helpful card, because this is a card coming in saying that you are going to be tapping into an energy of love. And this is something, as you can see, it's completely in her heart space, right? But it is also a gift from God. So whatever this energy is that's coming in, you have to then take it and do something with it. And this could be something that you've been waiting for quite a long time, for whatever this information is that's coming in. So the aces basically are kind of like a new point of view, or this is a new direction, a new path for you, going down a different lane than what you've traditionally been on. And all of that is clarified by this Page of Pentacles, which this energy is a very creative individual. This is a younger person. This is a person who is really learning about how to create physical security and physical wealth for themselves. This person really has a big heart. They are really interested in learning those types of things. And this could also be a message, like you're waiting for some kind of a message about money or about a home. Maybe you've put in an offer for a new home and you're waiting to hear whether or not the offer's been accepted. Or it could be that you are starting a new relationship, right? That taps into your heart space. I don't see any other cards here. Well, I do. You have this Page of Cups as well. So love could be coming in for you, Aquarius. Page. So that's kind of what this energy is. This person is really learning skills, right? This is a skill person. This could also be an apprentice. Could very well be that you've got someone that you're going to be training in your job, or someone that you're going to be teaching a skill to, okay? Could be any of those types of things. And then it's also clarified by the Hermit. Now, the Hermit card is a card of isolation. It's a card of going within. This card is in the very center of your reading. I really feel this does tap into, some of this information that's coming through about spiritual growth and spiritual development. I feel like you will be going within so that you can find your answers, whatever that means to you, however you do make your connections. Do you sit down and do meditation, or do you do Tai Chi, or do you do something else that slows down your body, takes you out of the mental plane, right, and allows you to tap into more of that spiritual side of things? And then you have the Knight of Wands. Now, the Knight of Wands is a very fiery. Look at her. She's banging on her bongos there. So this is another fire energy. And fire energy is like taking action. This card is telling you whatever direction that you decide to do, that now is the time to do it, okay? Your next column has to do with your opportunities, and you have the Page of Swords here. This actually is representative of your energy here, Aquarius. This is an individual who is also a messenger, could very well be a messenger waiting for something to come in to stimulate your mind. Could be some type of communication you're waiting for, a letter or an email or something about something you've been looking for a while. The other thing about this card is you can see she's got a ton of ideas. There are all these ideas. She's very much into learning. She really wants to learn. She wants to try to absorb as much information. But as she is a young person, she doesn't have a ton of experience because she's younger. So this is somebody, again, you may be a mentor to this person. This could be a child in your family. This could be your child, right? Or it could be a niece, a nephew, any of those types of energies that would tap into this page. That card is clarified by the Nine of Swords, Queen of Cups, and the Page of Cups. So again, these are all emotions, right? You have a lot of emotional energy here, and you have a lot of fire energy. Now, the Page of Swords, the Nine of Swords, this Nine of Swords is an energy of nightmares, things that are keeping you awake at night. And I think that I don't know how many of these I've done so far this round, but you're not the only sign to get this card. I think that there's a lot of things that are keeping us awake. There's a lot of things happening on the planet that makes us worry, right? And that's kind of what this energy is this worry. It's not letting you sleep well. Now, the other thing I will say about the ability to sleep is that right now we are getting really intense energy coming from our sun. Our sun is doing all these solar flares. There's a lot of light coming in. And if you believe that we are moving from these physical carbon-based bodies into light body, that would make sense. These energies are coming in. We are going to be spiraling up into our ascension process, right? That's kind of what this is about. So this card right here, there's a couple of different things that you can do to help resolve this. One is you can change your perspective. What I've been picking up in the readings of when this card comes up is it's the bigger picture. It's the stuff that is really scary that's happening now, like this, going to war, the potential of being recruited, right? I was just reading an article about them saying that they're thinking about doing the draft again, right? We haven't had the draft in years, since Vietnam, if I remember properly, but I was young then, so I don't remember when the last time we had the draft, but I know that that would cause a lot of, specifically parents, to have sleepless nights. But let me tell you, worrying about it isn't going to help you. All it's going to do is it's going to weaken your immune system. And I know it's difficult to say, or difficult to hear, I should say, because we have a tendency to worry about things. That's what humans do. We worry about our children, we worry about all the stuff. But this card is either one, you need to change your perspective about it because it's out of your control. There's nothing you can do really on a day-to-day to fix that. The other thing is you can start journaling, write down what all these things are that are bothering you. You can do this specifically right before you go to bed. And then tell yourself, I've written down all the thoughts and now I can sleep. And I've used this because Spirit told me to do this years ago too, when I was having a lot of problems with, things that were going on in my life. And it works because what you're doing is you're thinking all of these things, right? These negative thoughts. But once you start writing them down and you realize it's not really even mine, I can't even worry about this because this is out of my control, right? It gives you the ability to be able to really see that the things that are clicking around in your head, you can change your perspective of. And it's an actual physical thing for you to do. Again, like ticking the boxes on the joy, love, and peace. Spirit loves it when we do stuff like that. Okay, then the next card is the Queen of Cups. Now, and this is actually a great card too, because if you do this exercise and you allow yourself to realize that there are things that are clicking in your head that you really can't control, you can really tap into this Queen of Cups energy. She is our most intuitive queen, outside of the High Priestess, and the Empress, right? Because the Empress is very intuitive as well. But she's our high vibe, intuitive. She brings down that information. She really resonates within her heart space. She just really grounds that energy. And so you can either be tapping into this energy for yourself, or this will be another person that is going to be coming in as an opportunity to help you, maybe with some of this other stuff. That maybe this is a person that you can speak to. Maybe this is a counselor. Maybe this is a therapist or something, if things are really bothering you to the point where you are not getting sleep. Your final card is the Page of Cups. Now this page, so this is the third page that you've had. So this means that there's a lot of messages that are going to be coming in for you this week. It's going to be stimulating messages. So one's going to be, this is going to has to do with your heart. It's going to make you feel better. It's going to make you feel happier inside, right? Or this could be that you're getting into a new romance, as I mentioned earlier, because this card came in, which is a new opportunity for love. And this person definitely is kind of naive in love, meaning, they might not have been in a lot of relationships. They might be coming to the idea that they want someone in their life, but they haven't really dated a lot, right? So it, depending on your age, of course, but this person is a person that really comes from their heart space. Okay, so now I am going to give you your 5 main things before we close out your reading. And the first one is Scissors. Disappointment in some affair. Again, this is general reading, so it may not affect all of you. Shark. Take care or there will be a loss of material wealth. Teardrops. Oh, great personal sorrow. I didn't see that here. Other than, unless it has something to do with this devil energy, I don't really see a loss here. Like, I don't see like a tower or, it could be, I don't know. Then you have the tortoise, slowly but surely getting ahead. And then your last card is the moon. Changes in your life. Well, yes, I would definitely say there are changes coming in. I think the biggest message that I am getting from this whole reading is that Spirit is really asking you to really commit to your spiritual development, whatever that means to you. She's really asking you to call in this angel. Like, look at how badass she is, right? Yeah, Archangel Ariel. She's got a big kitty right here, so she must resonate with Leo. Courage, right? You've got some courage cards here. But the thing that I found the most interesting too was this Watcher's card. I think this will be a challenge for you. It would be a challenge for me. Okay, Aquarius, that about wraps up your reading for this week. I hope that you have found something here that will be helpful to you. I would love to, I always read all of the comments. If you've got anything to say, please share it. Until next time, take very good care of you and have a great week.